am so honored to be here. This is really heavy, so I'm going to put it right here for now. I want to talk about, real quick, Monday night. I was here at your worship on Monday night, and it was such a cool experience to see what you guys do out there. And I was just like, man, this is just this. Can we do it out here all the time? It's kind of nice, but the weather is changing. But I love the fact that you guys take time to worship and to honor God, and even in the evening like that. And I just keep on going back to that night because I don't know if Juliet, you're here. I don't know if you're here or you're watching online, but this young lady, Juliet, spoke that night, and she really spoke to me because she made me actually really excited about the future. The future of this place, the future of your generation, the future of this culture. You still got it. You still have it. God's still using young people. And wherever you are, if you're here, if you're watching, Juliet, or if you ever get to hear this, God's got a call on your life. I don't know what major you are. I've only met you that night. But you inspired me, and you reminded me why I wanted this job. And being here today, listening to this worship, and just being a part of this is another reminder of what God has for me. This has been a really, really, really crazy year for me, and I'll talk about that a little bit. But I just want you to know before I start that I am super honored, privileged to serve you. I'm here to do just that, to serve you, and to worship alongside you, to watch you grow in your relationship, and to be a part of that with the Lord. That is our number one desire. Yes, you're here to get an education. You're at Jessup University to get a degree in whatever it is that you're studying. But if we fail in allowing you or giving you the experience to fall in love with Jesus every day and get closer to Him in your relationship, then we're not doing our part, and we want to provide that opportunity. I know I do, and I've gotten to know PC and Marianne and Kayla and everybody, and just the ministry team here. I feel so privileged and lucky to be a part of a great team. And so I just want to say thank you. So far, this is only day 3 for me, and it's overwhelming because it's big and it's different, but it's awesome, and I'm super excited. And so I just want to share a little bit of my heart with you. Real quick this morning, I have a few minutes, so I'm going to get to it. First, I want to introduce, for those of you who have already met me, you know this, but my full name is, real quick, I want to share this. On Monday night, you guys were snapping when either you liked it or you just like to snap. So if you like to snap or clap, that's cool with me. We'll snap together, okay? I really liked the snapping thing that night, so that was kind of cool. My full name is Porfirio Garza Jr. If you can say Porfirio without saying Porfirio or Porfio or Portofino, you're awesome. But Porfirio Garza Jr., I go by PJ. My dad's name is Porfirio. I don't even know. I don't think there's a meaning. The only thing that we do when we track it is it goes back to the very first president of Mexico. His name was Porfirio Diaz, and that's it. There's no meaning or whatever. It's just his name. And I am lucky to be his what we call tocayo in Spanish. I'm his little mini me. I'm his junior. And then I happen to have a son that I decided to name Porfirio III, and he goes by Trey. Growing up, I didn't like my name. I got made fun of a lot in school. My generation was way more mean than your generation. Because now it's cool to have a funky name nowadays. We could talk about that later. But Trey, he wants everybody to call him Porfirio. He's just like, I think it's a cool name, and they need to say it right. Porfirio, Dad. I'm like, no, when you're in school, just put Trey in there for now, and we'll deal with the Porfirio stuff later. But that's my name. That's who I come from. I am a child. I am the baby. Yes, I'm a big fat baby of 12 kids. Yes, I'm the baby of 12. No, there was no divorces and no people. I'm from Washington State, right? So people always ask 2 things: are your parents divorced, or are you Mormon? And that's literally what they always ask. And we're like, no, neither. My parents were just bored. That's the answer. So that's the bottom line. No, my dad was come from a farm town. My dad was a farmer. all of my life. That's what we did. Worked in every field, everything that you can think of. I worked in a field until I was 7 years old. I would wake up, pick asparagus with my family, and then go to school. That was just our life. That's what we did, and it's really crazy. It's unbelievable that I'm alive. Let me tell you why. Out of the 12, I have 7 sisters. Okay? Imagine that. Yes, it was rough. Now, let me put that in perspective for you a little bit more. 12 of us. Now, when I was born, my oldest sister was 6 months pregnant with my first niece. So I was an uncle when I was 6 months old. Okay? But she was gone when I was born. So at one point, for about 3 years, there was a total of 13 people in the house. In a 957 square foot, 3-bedroom, 1 tiny bathroom house. And we figured it out. God provided, God blessed, and God got us through. That's the only thing that I can say, is that it's all Jesus, right? But I'm proud of my family. I am honored to be a Garza and to be in my family. It's the biggest privilege of anything, of whatever I have. That is my number one. I want to make my family happy. I want to honor them, and that's what we're going to kind of talk about today. But my personal family, you can put the first picture up if you can. Well, that's my mom. I'm going to talk to her about her in a little bit. But if you can go just to my wife and my 2 boys. This is my wife and my 2 boys. I sent a really bad picture, sorry. And I can send you guys, and you can see this later. But my beautiful wife, Megan, we've been married 17 years. Real quick story, I met her in October of my freshman year in college. She was playing volleyball, and she looked really good with her blue eyes. That's what I was looking at, was her blue eyes. Watched her play volleyball, and then she was singing in the ambassadors in the group. And I met her in October. Little did I know, I was literally days away from quitting school. I moved from Washington. I went over to Santa Cruz, and I hated it. Major culture shock, right? I went from a cow town all the way to Santa Cruz, California. So I went from cows to hippies, and it was rough. But I thank God every day. I met her and my best friend, and that we did music with. I met them literally on a Friday night. I was going to quit school and go home on Monday. That weekend changed my life forever. And I'll talk more about that as I get to know you and as I talk more. But I'm so lucky and blessed. So I am living proof that you can have a boyfriend and a girlfriend, or a girlfriend, that you can date, that you can stay very busy in college. She played volleyball and basketball. I golfed and I did music. And you can stay busy and you can date. You don't have to rush to get married. Even, we called it Bethany Bridal College over there. I don't have any problem with being, you can get married early, that's cool. You can get married young, but I'm just telling you that I'm proof that you can date through college, still have fun, still hang out. I got to go to the beach a lot, so that was cool. But then we waited, we both graduated and got married, so it's possible to do that. And for those of you who are looking for someone, he is out there. For those of you fellas who's looking for someone, she is out there. Be patient. Okay, I was patient, and I'm lucky because she's stuck around with me for 17 years so far. And then my oldest boy, who will actually be 12, so they're 11 and 9. They will be 10 and 12 on Friday and Monday of this week. So Trey is 11, going to be 12, and then Levi. Levi's my fun one. He's really exciting. I think he's going to be a minister, so he's like really fun right now and crazy. But he's 11 or 9. He's going to be 10, and they're the joy of my life. We have a lot of fun. And so I have 2 boys. So I'm blessed. Everybody asks, if you come from such a big family, why'd you stop? Well, because I had 2 boys and I got lucky. I'm used to being around a lot of women, so I just need some boys. And I was, so I was done with that. But another fun fact, my wife is the baby of 6 girls. So there's just women everywhere, and they tell me what to do, and I'm just like, yes, ma'am. Okay? So, again, just lucky and blessed to be a part of this amazing family. God has protected, provided, and has been with my wife and I and my boys through all this transition and through everything. Again, crazy year, but I'll talk a lot more about that. It is my goal to get to know as many of you as possible in a one-on-one situation. I love talking. I love hanging out. I love to mess around. I love to laugh. I am not the most serious human being on earth. There's a lady in here who can tell you that. I'm not. Yes, I was a vice principal, and I had to do discipline, but it was a lot more talking than anything. And there's some students here that used to go to my school, so they know exactly. You can ask them. And they got in trouble. That's why they're here. I'm just kidding. No, that's why I'm here. So real quick, I have about 10 minutes, and I'm going to try to run through this, or 15 minutes. I want to run through this quickly, and then I'm going to talk more about this as I get an opportunity to. But I have an equation in my life that I've developed. I developed it in my job, but it became a personal one for me. And it's a choice that I've had to make in this last year to continue honoring this little equation that I made. And I don't know who this is for. I was trying to talk about something else this whole time, and God kept on bringing me back. So it's for somebody in here. I don't know who you are, or for somebody watching online. I know, again, it's for me, because I've had to make a choice literally in the last like 3 weeks. I was just like, okay, God, I'm going to say yes. But this equation is pretty simple, okay? That's Ephesians 6:2-4, which basically talks about honoring your parents. And you can put that up if you want, and I'll just kind of go back and forth through it. So honor your parents plus try your best, and the equal sign is watch all the amazing things that God has for you, all the amazing blessings he has for you, right? So Ephesians 6:2-4, if you have it up there, it says, honor your father and your mother, which is the first commandment with the promise, so that it may go well with you and that you may enjoy a long life on earth. And then it actually talks about your parents, and I wanted to talk with you about this just for a minute, because I know I'm not dumb. I'm a little older, but I'm not dumb. There's some of you in here, and I'm just going to call it out. I'm pretty blunt. I'm pretty straightforward. That maybe don't have the greatest relationship with your parents. Maybe not. I don't know. Because maybe they exasperated you. Maybe they made you feel a certain way. Maybe they put a lot of pressure on you. But the fact that you're sitting here today, whether it's on your own accord or not, but I would imagine that a lot of you, your parents, I don't want to say pushed you, but they provided an opportunity for you to be here, a lot of that. I think they're doing their part, because instead of exasperating you, instead bring them up in the training and the instruction of the Lord. So just the fact that you're here, I feel like some of them, if not all of them, and again, I don't know all the stories yet. I want to get to know your story. But I do know that it's their responsibility to give you the training and the instruction of the Lord. But it doesn't say in there, if your parents make you mad, if they do exasperate you, if they tick you off, if they bother you, if they put too much pressure on you, don't honor them. It doesn't say that anywhere in there. It says to honor your father and your mother, no matter what, because it's going to give you a long and prosperous life that you can enjoy here on earth. Okay? Paul, again, refers to this. This is the commandment that originally was found in Exodus 20:12, which states, honor your father and your mother, that your days will be long in the land, and that the Lord God will give this to you. Paul notes that of the 10 commandments, this instruction is the first which comes with an explicit consequence. The promise is that of a blessing, long life. Specifically, this is a promise to Israel, but in a generic sense. This is a common sense truth. At the end of the day, that's where I want to end it right there. This is a common sense truth. If you honor your parents, more than likely you're going to honor one day, well, hopefully you're honoring your professors and people in authority over you, but your boss one day, your wife and husband one day, and your kids. When you honor your parents and you do things in the right order, God will then allow you to, again, have a long life in the land. So for me, this has been a really big deal to me all my life, and then it got it became a really big deal this year. Now you can put that picture up of my mama. This year on January 3rd, my mama went to heaven. And again, if you know, like you probably can figure it out. I'm a big fat baby. I am the baby of 12 kids, and that's my mama, and I was a spoiled brat, and I loved her, and I got to spend the last 30 days of her life by her bedside. I got to feed her like a baby. I got to hang out with her. I got to love on her. I got to hug her. I was there for her last breath. I was on her chest crying like a baby. It's been really, really, really hard. But I chose this picture, and my family has chose this picture. We've chosen this picture because we feel the moment she crossed from earth to heaven, that's what she was doing. She was saying, yes, I did it. And that brings me joy, that brings me happiness, that brings me just a sense of, God, you've got this. You've got me, you've got my family, and my mom is celebrating. That picture actually was this last year. My parents, if she would have made it to February, they would have been married 65 years. This picture here, we did a big 50th wedding anniversary celebration for them, and her favorite thing was a steel guitar because they went to Hawaii when they played the sliding guitar or whatever, right? So we surprised her that when she sat down that day, and this guy came out and he was doing a little Hawaiian thing, and he did the slide, and she went yes, and she did that, and so we got a perfect picture. But again, that's how we choose to see my mom. She crossed from here to heaven, and that's the face, and she's going, yeah, right? So I choose to honor her still. I'm 40 years old. She's not on this earth, but every day I'm going to choose to honor because God tells me to, not because President Jackson or PC or anybody out here is telling you. God is telling you, God is telling me to honor our parents because he's going to honor us in that, okay? So I want you to know that I'm still doing that with my life. I'm trying the best that I can, at least. Again, I've talked about this a little bit ago. Some of you may not be good with your parents right now. I don't know your story, but if you're not, we're in a crazy, awesome month, Thanksgiving, the month of giving thanks, of being thankful. I want you to know that there's some things in your life that maybe you need to let go or you just need to own. You need to own it and really understand what it is to be thankful. My mom's favorite verse is 1 Thessalonians 5:18. I think I gave it to you, but right there. This is how we lived our life in my house. This is how I live my life now. Give thanks in all circumstances, even when it sucks. When it's great, when things are good, when life is throwing you curveballs. It doesn't say don't give thanks. It just give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. It is God's will for you to be thankful, for you to give thanks. When life seems to suck, right, and be hard, and things get crazy, we usually stop being thankful. We don't have an attitude of gratitude. We're not a grateful people. So I want to encourage you, and we'll talk about this a lot. This is kind of like my life motto. It's really come to pass and fruition the last few months, but I am choosing to be thankful, okay? I am choosing to be thankful, and I want you to choose to be thankful. It will help you. If you need help in guidance in any of this area, I want to be here for you. I know PC's here. I know there's a team here that I'm still getting to know, but there is never enough. I can tell you this, all I've ever done in my career is if you need something, I'm going to put down whatever is going on in my life and be there for you. I promise you that. I want to be here for you. I choose to honor you in that way. You're important to me. I don't know you guys yet, but I want to. If we go and we sit and have a cup of coffee or hang out, whatever it is that we do, I want to do that. I want to provide that for you. And I need you, and I need this. I need this job, and I need this in my life right now, okay? You're not alone. We can do it with you, okay? Second part of the formula, I want to jump to it real quick because I have like 8 minutes, is to give your best effort. So honor your parents, plus try your best. Give your best effort. My mom had 2 major words that she would say, especially towards the end of her life. And one of them was just, I try. We would say, Mom, you look so beautiful today, while we were rolling her over and trying to get her cleaned up and all that. She would just go, I try. Right? My nieces and nephews would say, Abuelita, you're so smart. I try. Doctors would say to her, you're so strong. You've made it. I try. It wasn't her complaint. And it even wasn't her being humble. It was her being thankful. Again, going back to giving thanks in all circumstances. So when you say, I try and I give my best, it's you being thankful for what God has given you, right? And that's all I can ask of you. There's some of you who are perfectionists in here and I'm watching online. There's some things in my life where I'm completely OCD and I'm a perfectionist. There's some things where I'm like, I'm not. But I'm married to somebody who likes things organized. And I have a dad who's completely OCD. Everything has to be perfect, from his clothes to his haircut. Everything is perfect. But perfection is unattainable. We're not a perfect people. There's one perfect being. He's in heaven, and we're not. Our job is just to give our best effort, okay? We try, you try, and that's all we can ask you to do. That's all your parents can ask you to do. That's all we can ask of you here on this campus. When you feel pressure, whether it's academically, spiritually, socially, whatever it is, that pressure that you're feeling, we just want you, I want you to just try your best. Give your best effort. The theme verse for the year, for this semester, for here at Chapel, John 10:10, is if you can put that up, right? Is that the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. But I have come that you may have life, and life more abundantly, to the fullest, right? And that part right there, the last part, to destroy, it feels like right now in America, on planet Earth, but in America especially, that's all that's happening, is destruction. It's crazy. This election thing that's going on right now, it's insane, because all it's proving to me, I went to bed last night, woke up, nothing's changed, that we are a split people. We are broken, we are in half, with our thoughts, and at the end of the day, we said this yesterday, what I can't control, especially here in California, right? We can't control all the things that are going on. But the only thing that I can do is try my best to honor people in authority, honor my parents, honor my mom and my dad, honor people in authority, and then just be there and for people, and understand that God is on the throne and we're not. President Trump is not King of Kings. Joe Biden, if he becomes our president, like what Dr. Jackson said, he is not either. God has a plan. God knows. We just have to do our best in whatever situation, whatever curveballs, whatever is thrown at us, okay? We just need to do our best. And I want to be an example of that for you as much as I can, okay? If you go on to the next verse here. Oh, I wanted to finish that real quick. Hold on. He's been doing this, the enemy's been doing this to families for years. And it is his goal, even the more thankful that you are, and when you try your best and you feel things are good, he's going to try to destroy you. But what's happening is that I believe that in that process, right, if you want to live an abundant life, if you want to have a good life, and you understand that the enemy he's going to be throwing these darts at you. He wants to kill your joy. He wants to destroy you and your family. He wants to destroy every relationship that means anything to you. He's throwing you these darts, right? But if you try and you give your best effort, I do believe at the end of the day, God has something great for you. He totally does. I know that he does for me too. Matthew 7:7 says, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be open for you. But the thing is that when you seek, you physically have to go seek. You have to do something physically. You have to try. You have to do it, okay? You have to, when you go find something, you have to go look for it. You can't just go to a door and stand there and not touch it. You have to knock. You have to physically do something. You have to try, okay? Yeah, I was just talking about that part right there. It'll be foolish. Have you ever stood at the door? I remember dating my wife, and I was, at first that trying to take that bold step where I'm gonna like go into her dorm room and I'm like, am I ready? But if I would have never knocked and said, hey, do you want to go get some ice cream? We wouldn't be here today, right? You have to physically try. Matthew 7:8 says, for everyone who asks will receive, but you have to ask. If you seek, you will find it, but you have to seek. Okay? He will open the door if you knock it. You have to knock on it, all right? I'm going to skip through that part because I want to get done in time here. And I'll skip through that tortilla. I have a really awesome tortilla story about my mom. How many of you guys love flour tortillas? My mom used to make the fresh ones better than anything on earth, where you put them on the thing and it kind of puffs up, and then she would like hit it and it would come down. I'm going to make you all hungry. Her burritos, her breakfast burritos, dear Jesus, they were from heaven. I'll talk about all that at another time, but that part of the story and all that part I want to share is we will miss God's blessings if we don't do our part, okay? If we don't try. So try. Take the action to try, all right? Galatians 6:9 says, and let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. Do not give up. Try. Do not give up and try. The only way we fail or lose is to quit. So don't quit. I try. Can everybody say, I try? I try. Jesus said to the lame man, get up. Isn't that crazy when you think about this? He went to somebody who hadn't gotten up for a long time and said, get up. And he's like, what do you mean? But he got up. He physically tried. I want you to physically try. Okay? There's so many stories. There's so many things to talk about that we can later. David tried. He killed Goliath. Paul and Silas, they tried. They sang and worshiped out of their way out of prison. Samson tried. He destroyed the temple. Moses tried, and he freed his people from captivity. All you have to do is try. What do you have to lose anyway? The only thing you lose if you don't try is that you quit, right? My dad would always say this. I talk about my mom a lot. My dad's pretty amazing too. He would say these things to us. If you live your life for Christ and all this Christian stuff isn't true, you didn't lose anything. But if you don't live for Christ and you find out that this is true, you've lost everything. So for those of you who are struggling, or for those of you, I don't know where you are with your walk with God, what do you have to lose but to seek the face of Jesus, to seek him, and I promise you he will make himself clear at some point. He will. I do want to end with this. So the end of the formula, right? Honor your parents plus try your best equals, and all I can say is watch all the amazing things that God has for you. It's all over Scripture. For I know the plans that I have for you. You can do all things through God's strength. You're beautifully and wonderfully made. You have all these things that are like, oh, they're so great. Yeah, they're great. But in life, while things are happening, it doesn't feel that way all the time. But we're going to get through it. Just try. Cool? Can you say, I try one more time? I try. Last thing that I'm saying, I'm going to pray. If you can go to bed at night, I want to challenge this with you for maybe just the rest of the semester, and we'll talk about it some more. But if you can lay your head down at night on your pillow tonight, starting tonight, right? And if you can go, did I honor my parents today? Would my actions, and what would I have done? Did I honor my parents? And if you can say honestly, yes, cool, that was a good day. And if you say no, maybe I didn't. My parents, maybe you can talk about it with somebody, with your roommate, or with PC, or with the leader or somebody. Let's talk about those things. We're human beings too, by the way. We suffer, we ache, we are tired, we are stressed. We are raising our children in a crazy society right now too. I want to talk to you about all of that too. I want to be honest and transparent with you, right? But even at night, right now, my mom's in heaven, but when I close my eyes and I put my head down, I'm like, Mom, did I honor you today? And if there's always this stuff in my head, and she's like, well, you talk to your son this way, or your wife. And for those of you who aren't married yet, one day, it's really good for you to not go to bed without fixing something. And if there's something, maybe use your roommate for an example. If there's something that you guys have a little scuffle going on or whatever, and you need to fix it, fix it. Practice now. It'll help you later in your marriage. All right? If they borrowed your clothes without asking, ask for forgiveness. And please wash them. I had a roommate, dear Jesus. It was bad. Anyway, and then the second thing, if you can, before you close your eyes, did I give my best effort today? Did I try my best? And if you can say yes, awesome, great day. If you say, no, man, I didn't give my best, cool. Think about it. Think what you could have done differently. Pray about it and win the next day. But let's just win the day. We don't need to worry about next week. Yes, I know that you guys are coming up on a crazy time. We have a break. You guys have finals. You have dead week. You have all this stuff, and we're wrapping up a semester. But just go day to day. Let's win the day. Honor your parents, plus try your best, right? And equals watch all the amazing things God has for you. Let's pray. God, thank you so much for today. Thank you for this opportunity that I have to speak to your children, to your people, to this amazing campus, Lord. I thank you for all the many blessings that you have given us, the ones that we don't even see, the ones that we don't talk about, the ones that we don't even acknowledge, Lord. The fact that we're up, that we're walking, that we can see, that we can breathe, that we're here, Lord. This is a month of Thanksgiving, God. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you do for us. God, as we go today, I pray that you just bless them, give them the ability to think clearly, to do things with all their heart, Lord, and to try their best. So we just love you. We thank you again for all your many blessings. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.